Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth and I'm a consultant here at IBIS. My job on a day-to-day basis is mostly doing implementation of CRM and also SharePoint. So thank you for joining us today for this Dynamics CRM 2015 overview/preview. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, the agenda for today's webinar is simply to give you an introduction of Dynamics CRM 2015. And I'll be referencing 2013 a lot just to give you a comparison of the different, what has changed from the 2013 version to the 2015. And I'll also be talking about the new features in Dynamics CRM, exactly the features which were not available in 2013 but are now in 2015. Another component, and I'll also talk about the different components which have had a major improvement, such as the UI and the sales process, as well as the case management. And I'll also show you a video of a major improvement in 2015, which is Cortana integration. So let's go ahead and get started. Just to give you an overview of Dynamics CRM 2015, it was released in late 2014. It came out around December. And basically the idea is it incorporates major enhancements to the sales, marketing, and customer service functionalities. So people who typically use CRM for sales and marketing, they'll see some major improvements to the way the business processes work and some of the features inside of the sales process, specifically in the product management. There's also been a radical shift in the way the business processes work, specifically when you're moving from, from opportunities to quotes. There's a process where you can implement something to automatically do it for you. This is a big improvement from what was there in 2013. And we also have a different user interface. It's similar to what we had in 2013, but they've added some features which makes it easy to search across multiple entities, and also the advanced find is visibly available on every single page. So let's talk about the UI. If you're used to the 2013 version of CRM, the 2015 hasn't changed much. Basically, the UI is the same. The only major change you'll experience is on the top bar. There's a global search, which basically searches across multiple entities. This particular feature is a new one in 2015, and it's a highly needed one, because if you look at some of the comments that people had about the 2013 version, was that they kept wondering why the multi-entity search was not added. So 2015 comes standard with the multi-search entity, and I'll give you a demo of exactly how that goes. Okay, so here we have this is my development box, which has the 2015 version, and you'll see here we have the automatic create, which you can create these entities. This is a quick create that you can create these fields, and also the multi-search allows you to search all entities across the board. So if I search for, say, Contoso, it comes up with a search box which tells you which asks you to define what you're searching for specifically. If you're looking for accounts, then you can click directly from this search box directly to the account. Previously, if you wanted to search for something, you had to go to that one specific entity and search for it directly. So this is a major improvement if you do a lot of work inside of CRM. Another great improvement is a quick create, whereby from any page inside of CRM you can create the basic account, case, competitor, contact, lead, and opportunity. So you don't have to go to some specific pages inside of CRM to create any of this. You can do that right from the quick create bar on the top. Okay, another interesting feature is the business improvements, the business process improvements. Previously, you did have an option to select a specific business process. Whenever you created a business process, you are sort of tied to one business process all across. So now, depending on your company processes. You can either move from, say, from a lead to the opportunity, and then from the opportunity all the way to the quote, depending on the kind of parameters you specify inside of the business process. This again is a great improvement because previously that was not possible, and unless you created some kind of a plugin, you were stuck with whatever process that was moving back and forth. Okay. If you've used CRM 2013 goals in the past, there was a feature which was a rollup field, which basically gave you a summary on a secondary entity. So the rollup field feature is now available on every single entity, which basically allows you to be able to, inside of one entity, to have a summary of a related entity. And I'll show you an example of what I'm referring to. A good example is in the case of an account, you can have a field which is basically compiling all the total revenue on all the open and closed opportunities. And you can also have a field which you specify exactly whether you want it to compile the open or closed opportunities. The same applies for cases. If you're a service industry and you deal a lot with cases, then you can have a field which is giving you a total number of the open cases, which again compiles all the cases that you have that are tied to that account. And let me give you a demo of that as well. So here, okay, so here we see about 6 opportunities that are tied to, we have one opportunity that's tied to Contoso Pharmaceutical. So inside, if I go inside the account, then I do have a field here which basically tells me the number of deals that I have and the amount of revenue associated with those deals that I have open. So what's happening here is this field is simply looking at the opportunities that I have for this company, and it brings back into the account the value of those opportunities. So you don't have to, I know that this was possible in the past where I actually have personally created a plugin which was looking at all the opportunities for a company and then bringing back that information into the account. So in 2015, you don't need to do that because using this the rollup feature, you can simply, as long as the fields, as long as the entities are connected, you can have that information to be brought back into it. And to create it is actually quite simple because all you do is when you're doing the form, when you're creating the field inside of, when you're creating the field, you simply just specify it as a rollup field. And I'll give you a quick demo to show you how that works. So here we'll open an account, and within the account, I'll edit the form to add a new field. So if I wanted to create a field called, say, all open opportunities. Okay, so we have this new feature where you can specify the field type as a rollup. So if you make it a rollup field, it will ask you to edit it, and it will ask you to connect that field to a secondary entity. So when that field is created, it will simply do a roll-up and bring you back the summary on the field that you create. So in this case, we'll be able to specify which open opportunities do I want to bring back. So the source entity is the account. The related entity will be the opportunity. And you can also specify the type of filters that you want. So if you're looking specifically for just the open opportunities, then you make that, you add that filter, and it will bring back just whatever you put in the filter. So again, this provides a very easy way of looking at your data instead of creating plugins or having to rely on adding sections within your account. You can simply just use Rollup Fields, and you'll always get a summary of any related entity that you have out there. So like in the case of this, you can make it a count. So the open deal simply counts the number of opportunities that we have, and you can also do a sum whereby you get the total of all the entities that apply to the filter criteria that you specified. So yeah, again, in summary, the Rollup Fields is a feature that's available on every single entity, including any custom entities you might have in your CRM application. Another great improvement in 2015 is the use of hierarchies. This makes a lot of sense for companies where you can figure out exactly, you can sort of systematically and graphically represent your managers and the employees, and this gives you a visual of how that is laid out. So the same thing applies for accounts, where you can sort of have a graphical representation of the parent account and all the companies that are related to a specific company. And to set that up is actually quite simple as well. I'll go ahead and show it to you. The hierarchy is a hierarchy security, so you can specify inside of your settings security tab, you go under the hierarchy security, where you get to specify, number one, you need to enable hierarchy modeling, which will enable you to be able to create these hierarchy instances, and you can also specify which entities to include from the hierarchy. So to set that up is through settings and security. So the same hierarchies applies. The sales hierarchy, they intended to give managers a good idea of who their employees are working on and how their sales are. So again, this presents them in a nice graph, which was not available in 2013. So another great improvement in 2015 is in the sales product enhancement. Basically, prior to 2015, the products were categorized into one category, where you could enter a product as one category. But in 2015, you have the ability to not only break down your products into different product families, but also you can break your products into bundles, which provides you with opportunities to cross-sell and also basically enhance your sales process. Another good feature in 2015 is that you now have the ability to clone a product, whereas in 2013, if you wanted to create a product, you have to create a new product from scratch. So that's a good feature whereby it basically enables you to change certain features based on a similar feature that you might be cloning from. And also, there's been a major improvement in the import and export of products. So if you're, say, transitioning from a legacy CRM system, and you can simply just export your product, and the import capability in 2015 are much more enhanced and much easier to use. And I'll give you a demonstration of the products, the product classes and the product family bundles, just to give you an idea of how it looks like. Okay, so here is the sales product section, which, as you can see to the left, it gives you the different ways to add a product. You can add a new family, a new product bundle, and then within the bundle you can add similarly labeled type of products, which again will allow you to cross-sell better and basically gives you a better way to manage your products. Okay, just along the same sales process as well, another major improvement is in the price list. In 2015, you have the ability to create multiple price lists, or price lists obviously, and another feature that was added is that depending on the sales territory that's assigned to a user, the price list will always default to the default price list based on the assigned territory, which again provides an easier way to manage and be able to load price lists where you don't have to select the price list that applies to a specific user. So now on the case management part of CRM, if you use 2013, you notice that there was some major improvements with Rollup number 2, where the SLAs were introduced into the case management part of CRM. So 2015 simply improves on that case management, whereby it simply provides a better interface, which allows managers to gain better insights into the service effectiveness, and it also provides a way to better track and analyze key metrics that are associated with any cases. For example, you now have the ability to pause the timer, and in a case where you're probably waiting on information from a customer, you can simply pause the case and the time stops counting, and obviously you can reactivate it based on how often and how much you're doing on that particular case. Another interesting feature that was introduced in 2015 is basically a better way and better configuration to be able to view dashboards on mobile devices. As you all know, there's been a major push by Microsoft to be able to use more devices to access your information. So 2015 provides a much better interface, not only for the Outlook, but also if you're using tablet to access CRM. Specifically, you're able to tailor-make dashboards and analytics, and also personalize your home pages, whereby to give you a better access to the information that you access on a regular basis. And lastly, Cortana has been fully integrated into CRM 2015. So if you're using a Microsoft device, then you do have this capability inside of CRM 2015. And to give you a quick demo of how it works, I found a video that sort of goes through what a typical application would be for Cortana in CRM.
I've got so much to do, but I totally underestimated the traffic. Thanks to Cortana, I know this is going to take me 24 minutes. I got to close this deal. I got to get going. Hey, thanks for stopping. Traffic is terrible. I just looked at Cortana, but because she's awesome, she gave me the best directions to get there quickly and safely. Let's get out of here.
After 0.1 mile, turn right onto Lakeview Drive and then turn right.
You gotta love it when you're prepared for sales meetings like that and they go so well. But I've got to follow up. CRM, remind me to send the roadmap to Paul Alcorn.
Creating task.
That's so awesome, but I've got this vibration in my pocket. You know what that must be? I got an email on my other device. Just like you guys, we have multiple devices. And I see this one's going to cause me a little bit of trouble. I don't know how many of you have had this happen, but it looks like I'm getting a little bit of a curveball with that other deal. I can actually choose to just follow up right within CRM. The system is going to ask me, is this email regarding this opportunity? And I can say yes, which will add that to the deal. So simple, but I didn't know who Bob Hoke was. I want to add that contact to CRM. Look how easy that is. So now just from the phone, all the mobility capabilities, I get to do that. But just wait, it gets better. Siri, text Eric Bucock. Remind him to follow up in CRM. That deal just threw us a curveball. Perfect. You gotta love mobility, and you gotta love having great context about your deals.
Okay. So that summarizes our webinar for today on what to expect in Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2015. You can look at our website for more information, and there is also a blog that we wrote on this very subject. So if you're welcome to look at it, and give us a call if you have any questions or comments. Thank you.